Randy Page and Juan Fernandez are on the ground in the worst hit spots. Meteorologist Evelyn Taft is tracking the forecast. We're going to start with Randy. And the direction, according to Evelyn's going to tell us right now, the direction of the wind's changing again, right?
Absolutely. They shifted from north to northeast. So we're actually looking at a few different spots that are affected tonight. Spots like the Santa Clarita Valley seeing a lot of wind tonight. We did see plenty of wind, pretty widespread yesterday, but the event really peaked over the San Fernando Valley. At this point, again, a little calmer. Calmer in spots like the Basin as well. Barely any wind there. But we're taking a look at the big picture, and you're going to see sustained winds in the double digits in a lot of spots. Zooming in just a little closer to the Santa Clarita Valley right now, you'll see 11-mile-an-hour sustained winds coming from the northeast for the most part right there. Taking it over to Woodland Hills, you're at 8 miles an hour currently. Malibu down to 6 miles an hour. But as we take it up to the high desert, that's where we're looking at pretty windy conditions as well. Palmdale, 14-mile-an-hour winds and wind gusts earlier topping out into the 40s and 50s. We're going to have more on that coming up a little later. But you'll see right here for the Apple Valley or Apple Valley Highlands right there, 14-mile-an-hour winds. Fontana, you're at 11 miles an hour. In Corona, calming down to about 6 miles an hour. And finally, taking you down to Orange County, where we're looking at calmer conditions as well. Again, these are your sustained winds, predominantly coming out of the northeast tonight. So again, more of a classic Santa Ana event compared to what we saw last night. Last night, most of those winds coming out of the north, and we did see a little bit of cold air advection, meaning we saw lots of cold air rush into the forecast. Tonight, same thing goes. Again, still windy, but more wind coming from the northeast at this point, and we're still dealing with pretty cool conditions into the overnight hours. More on temperatures and, of course, your extended forecast. When will it completely calm down? We'll have the answers coming up in just a little bit. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
Evelyn, thank you.
Absolutely.
That means we can ski.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful sight.
Ski and snowboard.
Are things going to get better for us down here, though?
Yeah, looks like conditions are gradually improving. If you step outside, or even if you're in your house tonight and you just sort of listen out, you're going to notice a difference.
Oh, good.
Wind-wise. It depends where you are.
Okay.
A few places still howling tonight, but compared to where we were last night, we're doing a little better.
Yeah.
So we were looking at those northerly winds yesterday. Then, well, we're looking at those northeasterly winds today. And again, a little calmer. That pressure gradient slacking just a little bit compared to where we were. Take a look at this video from Blue Ridge earlier today. Plenty of snow. So we did see a little bit of wraparound moisture associated with this low, and with that saw a tiny bit of rain and a little bit of snow. A couple inches actually in some spots, and we're even seeing some snow this evening. Take a look outside. You're going to see a little bit of snow out there, and you're going to see that on radar as well. As we take you out to radar, you're going to see a little bit of rain and a little bit of snow right there over spots like Falling Springs and Arrowhead. Still looking at a dusting, a little bit of rain snow mix around it. The pink on your screen indicating just that, and a little bit of rain behind it as well. As you head up to Barstow, looks like we've got a little bit of rain there. Other than that, though, we're eyeing several advisories. Actually, a winter weather advisory just coming down for the San Bernardino County Mountains. No surprise, because we are dealing with snow as we speak. Right behind that advisory, there's that snow we just showed you. We're also looking at a few warnings. You're looking at a high wind warning still in effect through tomorrow, and a red flag warning in effect as well. Looks like we could see red flag or fire conditions as we head into the weekend. We're going to continue to see those breezy conditions, those offshore conditions persisting, but again, seeing the worst of it. Worst of it was last night, but still dealing with pretty bad conditions right now. So we want to show you what we can expect as we head into the next few days in the way of wind. Right now, those pressure gradients pretty tight. You're going to see that right here. And take a look, a few bullseyes on our screens. The warmer colors indicating the windier spots. So the light blue indicating less wind. You're going to see right here, virtually not seeing any wind at all. But you'll see right there, bullseye over spots over the high desert, over the Santa Clarita Valley. We're dealing with some windier conditions. The Newhall Pass right there. We did see some pretty significant wind gusts earlier into the 40s and 50s. So that's something we're going to continue to see into the overnight and the morning hours as well. As we head into the early morning hours tomorrow, you can see things are starting to slack off just a little bit. We were seeing red in this area right there, but we're starting to see yellow, so meaning it's just starting to downgrade a little bit. We're also dealing with, again, pretty windy conditions along the Ventura County coastline and the LA County Mountains and the Ventura County Mountains as well. But as we carry on through the afternoon tomorrow, we're starting to see less wind out there. You'll see just the yellow area right there. So that's still indicating windy conditions in the high desert, the Santa Clarita Valley, the Newhall Pass. But take a look, by 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, morning, already much calmer, barely seeing any color showing up on this contour map. So with that, again, wind starting to slack off just a bit. But remember, through the weekend, we're still dealing with breezy conditions, and with that, we're still dealing with possible fire conditions. Temperatures quite cool tonight. We've seen lots of cold air sort of filter into our forecast over the last couple of days. That mixed in with very clear conditions, all of that daytime heating escaping, and with that, we're seeing temperatures already dropping down to the 40s and 50s, a little more mild by the coastline. Malibu, you're at 61 degrees. As we head over to Palmdale, a little cooler and windier for you at 48. Santa Clarita currently at 47 degrees. Taking you out to the coast for your extended forecast next 5 days, nothing but sunshine, but take a look. Temperatures staying on the cool to mild side, mid to upper 60s, clear skies, and we're keeping breezy conditions in the forecast. Maybe by Sunday we're starting to see the winds pick up just a bit, but nothing compared to what we've seen over the last 24 hours. And what we're going to continue to see probably over the next 24 hours. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
All right.
Because I am one of you who have lost power.
So now Sharon will be coming over to my house
to shower and change and get ready for work.
There we go.
Yes.
So we have alternatives, but yes, a generator would be a good idea too. At this point, though, the good news is that things are winding down. Not completely, but again, it's just not as bad as what we saw last night. It's going to continue to get a little calmer as we head into the next few days here. Getting a look at our Sierra cam, we're actually looking at a little bit of cloud cover making its way into Southern California right now. A little bit of night sky back there too. And do want to mention, we're actually looking at a little bit of rain and a little bit of snow to our east. So we'll show you that coming up in a bit. But do want to focus on the winds this evening because we are still looking at pretty windy conditions, sustained winds coming out of the northeast. Last night we were looking at those northerly winds. Tonight we're looking at those northeasterly winds, and that's more of a classic Santa Ana event. So you're going to see pretty windy conditions in the high desert in the Santa Clarita Valley. You'll see 17 miles an hour currently for Palmdale. Taking it over to Santa Clarita, you're at 12 miles an hour. Again, these are your sustained winds, not your wind gusts. We did see very gusty conditions, and that's what Josh is going to be going over with you in just a minute. You'll see Lake Los Angeles, 19 mile an hour sustained winds currently. As we take you over close to the Apple Valley, 15 mile an hour sustained winds, and finally checking in with parts of Orange County. Things are actually starting to calm down a little bit for Orange County, Mission Viejo, looking at sustained winds at 9 miles an hour this evening. So we're going to show you what you can expect wind-wise over the next couple of days and temperature-wise as well, coming up in just a little bit. Rick and Sharon, back to you. And we're going to show you how windy it is out there tonight and how much longer it's going to last.
How are things going to look overnight for these folks?
Well, at this point, it looks like things will start to pick up, especially after midnight. But again, it's not going to be nearly as strong as what we saw last night. So we're still bracing for the wind for round 2, but again, not nearly as bad. The winds are shifting from the north to the northeast, so it's more of a classic Santa Ana event now. As we take you outside this evening, you're going to see LAX. We are dealing with mostly clear conditions, tiny bit of cloud cover. And to our east, we're actually dealing with rain and snow. Take a look at this, a few inches of snow. So we did see a little bit of wraparound moisture associated with this low, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Other than that, looking at dry conditions, windy conditions, and fire conditions as well. So let's take a look at what we can expect as we head into the next few days. Take a look over the next 24 hours. We are still dealing with a high wind warning. We're still dealing with a red flag warning as well. Wind advisory in effect and a winter weather advisory coming down right there again over the San Bernardino County mountains, where we're actually seeing a little bit of snow this evening. We've been looking at snow earlier today as well. Wind-wise, things are gradually going to start to slack off, but at this point, looks like things are starting to pick up. Take a look. You'll see the pressure gradients are pretty tight at this point, and when you're seeing the warmer colors on your screen, the warmest colors indicating the windiest spots. So the red on your screen indicating pretty windy conditions, especially for the high desert, parts of the Santa Clarita Valley, parts of Ventura County as well, over the mountains and over the LA County mountains as well. But as we gradually start to, well, make our way into first thing tomorrow morning, it's going to start to slack off just a little bit. And as we carry on through the late morning hours, we're still dealing with the winds, but again, pretty concentrated over just the high desert and right there over the Santa Clarita Valley, the Newhall Pass. Everybody else starting to get a little bit of a break. By the evening hours, already looking at much calmer conditions and keeping things that way as we head into the weekend. Not completely calm. We are still dealing with breezy conditions. Another low dropping our way, and this could bring another offshore event, but nothing compared to what we've seen over the last 24 hours. You'll see temperatures pretty cool tonight. We're still dealing with very cool air. We're also looking at pretty clear conditions. So a lot of that heat from earlier this afternoon is escaping tonight, and with that, we're already starting to dip down down to the 40s in the high desert, 48 in Palmdale, 48 in Santa Clarita. Malibu, you're just a little more mild at 61 degrees, and over to Laguna Beach, you're currently at 59 degrees. Earlier today, we got up to 66 in downtown, so we were below average. Average is 69 degrees, and as we head into the next 24 hours, we're expecting quite a bit of sunshine, maybe a little bit of cloud cover, but nothing really getting in the way of the sun. Temperatures still on the cooler side, still below average for this time of year, getting up to 65 degrees, and that's for downtown tomorrow. Still calling it breezy tomorrow, and still calling it breezy as we head into the next couple of days. For the coast, we're looking at breezy conditions. Again, maybe another little event Saturday into Sunday, and for the valleys, breezy to windy tomorrow, calming down just a touch as we head into the weekend. Back to you.